Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel. My channel doesn't normally do reviews. I do unboxings. I don't normally do unboxings and reviews on new equipment, but when I buy it, I like to share it with you guys. It's a fair and honest review. I am not sponsored by any particular company. I had to pay for this gear from my hard-earned cash, but I got a pretty good deal. So I'm going to talk to you about the Makita 18 volt cordless range. I've always wanted a good set of cordless tools. I've mucked around in my shed for years just with secondhand stuff and cords going everywhere, and you all know what it's like. And it's a pain to go and do a job, get out an extension cord, untangle it, find bits and pieces. I've now got a 10-pack set of Makita power tools. I'm going to unpack them for you. We're going to go through them. I've never used half of these myself. Most of them I've never used. And I think a review's good when it's layman's terms. There won't be any high-tech stuff. I'll just unbox it. I'll tell you what I think. We'll have a bit of a play with each and every one of them, and I'll show you how good a deal this was, which we went shopping today and had no plans on buying these things, and we're only after a thermos, for God's sake. And look what I come home with. Let's have a look. This was a classic case of going in for maybe a $30 or $40 purchase and coming out with about $3,000 less in our bank account. But I've got some pretty cool stuff, and I'm going to show you everything I got, and I'm going to show you how the deal worked out for me and why I was tempted to actually buy all this today. Now, what we did buy is the 10-piece combo set or kit, LXT, 18 volt, brushless Makita power tools. And some of these I didn't necessarily want straight away, but some I was always keen to get. We've got a hammer drill, well, actually, I swapped out the impact driver for a jigsaw, and that's something I'll talk to you about. We got the angle grinder, which is probably the most popular portable tool next to the drill. We got a circular saw. We got a reciprocating saw, or you guys in the States, I think, call them a sawzall. And because I do knock apart a few pallets and things, they're very handy. I've got a multi-tool, which I've seen people use on various channels, and they look really cool. So I like the idea of that. A nice good little orbital sander, a planer, which I certainly do use a planer. It'd be nice to have one without a cord. A workshop vacuum, which looks pretty cool. And a laminate trimmer. Now, I think that's like just a router, basically, without the handles. Might be handy for nice fine work. You also get one charger and 3 5-amp-hour batteries in this pack. So I'll run through some figures with you first before we actually unbox it, and show you a few extras we got. Now, before we delve into the actual tools themselves, here's why I think you should consider buying a combo kit, other than the fact that it's obviously usually better value to buy in bulk than one at a time. And I did some calculations just to show that, but also because there was a bit of a special on it this afternoon, we did really well. So the combo set was $28.99, so it's a fair bit of money. And I priced them all out individually from the website. Now, I bought these, I should mention, I bought these from a company called Total Tools. They're an Australian chain store. I don't know if they're in other overseas places, but they're basically just a tool retailer. I think there's about 90 different stores around Australia. So I priced all these out off the website, and you could go to the website and find this combo, and that's the current price as at today's date. These were the individual prices. Now, what you're buying here is what they call the skins, so you don't get the battery with each of these. And in the kit, though, we do get 3 batteries and a charger. So they're not cheap. The batteries are $155 each. They're 5-amp-hour batteries. Now, what I said, I mentioned the impact driver. I decided I wouldn't have a use for that. That's probably the least useful tool in the kit for me, but I did want a jigsaw. Because they were almost the same price, the guy was happy to swap them around. So don't be afraid to ask if you're looking at one of these kits. They will exchange tools of similar value, and you'll still get the bulk kit price. And that's something to consider if, say, your mate's after a few tools and you're after a few, but you can't afford to get the whole combo for yourself. You may be able to swap out, say, an angle grinder, which most people use. So swap another angle grinder into the kit in exchange for, say, something that you don't really want. Maybe you don't want a hammer drill, you've already got one. So for the sake of, what, $19, you might be able to swap in another angle grinder. It will make, I think, if you go halves with someone, it will make the kit probably more enticing for you. Now, added up, all those individual parts were $3,808. So it's actually about $1,000 more expensive to buy them all individually. Now, because Total Tools was offering a special today, the rep was in store. We just fluked it that, you know, they were doing a special on Makita stuff, which was what tempted me to buy it. They were offering a 20% rebate or bonus dollars, if you like, that you could shop in store. So 20% of our almost $2,900 was around about $570. So we're basically getting 20% off that top price, but we had to spend it in store. But I went in there thinking I might buy a welding helmet, good chance to get one. We also bought a Makita line trimmer because I wanted one for the front yard here, and I got a few clamps for some woodwork jobs. So we pretty well chopped out. In fact, I think we had to pay an extra $11 or something. So we got $43.78 worth of value for our $2,900. And to make that even better, if you go online and register the serial numbers, you get the warranty extended to 5 years, and you get 3 extra batteries, nearly $500 worth. So the price suddenly goes up to $48.43, and the rep gave us a bit of a sweetener. He said, I've got a battery, a free one here as well. So another $155 worth. We got $5,000 worth of gear for under $3,000. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll show you the other few things we got. And there was also some extra bonuses again. They threw in stubby holders, Makita hats, a Total Tools hat. So a plug for Total Tools. They were great guys. In Bendigo we went. They also gave us a hoodie, and I got a couple of Makita hoodies. And we also, they had a little thing in store where they spun the wheel. If you spent so much, we got 4 spins. So we got a windscreen sunshade, another $25 voucher, so I went off and found some multi-grips. What else did we get? Something else. Here's the trimmer we got, which takes the same 18-volt batteries. So it's like Christmas. Oh, these are the clamps that I bought to make up the 20% in-store credit. So what an awesome day out. We go in there for one thermos and come home with a car full of tools. And there's the battery that the rep gave me as well. So what did we end up with? 7 batteries. So if I really don't need all those batteries, I could put a couple in the shop and sell them. And likewise, it would be good value for me to buy this kit, even if I wasn't going to use 2 or 3 things. I could just either sell them on eBay or sell them in the shop. And because you've got $1,000 leeway on the buying in bulk price, it's pretty good. All right, I won't talk any longer about that. I'm pretty happy with the deal. I think you would agree it was good value. Oh, there's my welding helmet over there. And now I'm going to take this box down to the workshop. We'll pull all the units out. There's the jigsaw I got. We'll pull them all out. We'll charge up some batteries and we'll give them a test. And let's, give them a bit of a workout and see how they perform. Now, I know that it's traditional when you're doing an unboxing to show dragging things out of the box. I've already done it, but it wasn't overly exciting because basically all the stuff was just in its own packaging and it was just packed loosely in the box, remembering that the guy at the shop actually had to rummage through to find the impact driver that I wasn't taking so that he could then swap it for the jigsaw. The only little odd thing was that I just unpacked it and put it straight on the bench as I found it in the big box there. The drill and the angle grinder weren't in the individual boxes. I suspect that they may have been taken off the shelf in the shop at some stage. They might have been display items. They're clearly brand new and never been used, and all the parts are with them, so I don't have an issue with that. In fact, the drill actually had a battery on it, so perhaps they were just showing someone how it worked. But it's still all brand new. I don't have any issues there. These are the 3 batteries that were in the box. That's the one that the rep gave me. And remember, I have 3 more coming if or when I fill in the online registration. Pretty cool that the batteries have actually got a little indicator to show you how much charge is in them. That was the one that was on the drill. This one was out of the box and it doesn't register at all. So this one must have been charged a little bit, perhaps just to show a customer how they sound or something or other. So I'll unpack the charger first and we can put 2 batteries on it. It's a dual charger. Okay, let's unpack the charger. Being the ultimate recycler, of course, I like to see that there's not too much plastic used in the packaging. So when I unpacked the big box over there, I was glad to see that there wasn't a whole lot of polystyrene, which wasn't necessary. They're all individually packaged, so they should have been quite safe. So a basic plastic bag is fine. Normally you can recycle the soft plastics with Red Cycle in Australia, but there's been a bit of a problem with that lately, and I believe that the collection has ceased temporarily until they sort out some sort of recycling issues. So it unfortunately has to go into landfill just at the moment. So a dual charger, this battery did have a little bit of power in it. So let's see if it registers as such. Which way does it go on? Let's just clip in there. Oh, there we go. Just clicks on like that. So I'll run a power lead and we'll just see what all the indicators tell us. And I will keep that because I reuse them at the shop. Let's turn it around here so you can see what's going on. It has a fan that's going, so it's air cooled. We'll put another battery on as well. They clip in nicely. Obviously the red means that they're flat and they need a charge. Oh, it gives me a little bit of a guide here. Let's have a look at this. Okay, just looking at the code here, and sorry about the fan noise. You can probably hear the fans going in this charger. It looks like red is charging, flashing red. There's a fan going, flashing green. It's still charging, I think. Near full, when it's getting up towards full charge, we have red and green. Full charge is green, and it looks like there's a musical note there. Maybe it plays a little beep when it's charged. And then we have flashing red and green would indicate, I think that says a broken battery. I'm sure there's a manual to explain this. An orange light, maybe a battery, don't know. And a flashing orange light, there's a spider in our machine, I don't know. I might have to look up the book on that. But it's clearly not just a cheap power pack like a wall wart type charger. It's computerized and everything. So I don't know how long it takes to charge. I might have to quickly look at the book and see what it says. Okay, both batteries have charged now. They did say in the manual that they take about 45 minutes to charge these 5 amp hour batteries, and that's pretty well what they took. If they're extremely flat, they do take a little bit longer. Also, if they are perhaps a bit hot, because the computer control here, I did look at some of these symbols. The fan symbol where it's flashing red, apparently when things get a bit hot, it just goes into cooling mode and doesn't charge until the temperature's back down to normal. The initial green flashing was just simply when it means it's ready to charge. That's what the green flash means. The red and the green means it's nearly ready, and the green, as I said earlier, means it is ready, and it plays a little tune. And you can actually alter that. Now, if I take this battery off and put it back on again, we hear a beep beep. If I take it off again within 5 seconds and put it back on again, we get a long beep. If I take it off again and put it on, and now it actually plays for release. So you can change the tone, and what that does then is when it gets back to fully charged, which it will in a second because it was fully charged, it will actually play that whatever we selected. There we go. It's playing for release. So you can alter the tone on it, which is kind of quirky. We'll take them both off now. They're both fully charged. So this works pretty well. It has also got a USB outlet here, so you can actually charge up your mobile phone or a tablet or something. So that's a nice little touch as well. So yeah, quite a complicated charger, but it seems to work really well. The batteries apparently have a chip in them, and they actually communicate with the charger. You can't use aftermarket or non-genuine batteries in here because apparently they just, I think there is a danger of them actually bulging and splitting. So you do have to have your genuine batteries. But yeah, it's quite a nice little unit. It is large, so I'll need to find a area of bench space somewhere to to set it up so that I can readily have charged batteries. I think it might mount on a wall, I'm not sure. No, it doesn't look like it's designed to mount on a wall. So I'll find a piece of workbench somewhere for it. But there you go, that's the charger. I did read right through the instructions. I don't think there was anything else to mention. It seems to work really well. And just before we finish off with this, or with regards to the batteries and the charger, we have our gauge here, and we've got 4 red lights, so that one's now fully charged. I will come back out here in a couple of days. I don't have time to do much in my shed for a while. We'll just make sure that they're still going to be fully charged. I'm sure they will be. And I'll put the other one on. So, yeah, there we go. And you can see that's just flashing green, ready to take batteries, all set to go. It's a few days later, and let's just check for the sake of checking. These were the charged batteries, and the fuel tank says full. Likewise on that one. And they should really hold their charge as new batteries for a long time. So all's good with this charger. I did also do a bit of checking on these orange lights. I forgot to mention that before. The solid orange light, which would be the one at the bottom of the display here. The spanner in the battery indicates conditioning. So when the computer in here senses that the battery perhaps has developed a bit of a memory, or maybe it's getting hot too quickly, or something needs fixing within it, because remember, these are electronic, they have a chip in there as well. It runs through a conditioning cycle, and that's what that light tells you. I assume it automatically senses that because there's no buttons to turn it on. And the flashing orange flashes when there's an indication, when there's an issue with the cooling fan. So that explains all the indicator lights. So just to finish up with this little discussion about the charger and the batteries, as far as the review goes on them, it looks fantastic. I like the way it's all set up. If I had to have any complaints at all, it would be just that this charger base is so large, because most of us have limited room on our workbenches. Perhaps it could be made to be wall mounted, as I suggested. Maybe it could go under a shelf under the bench, but I think it could have been made even a little bit higher and reduce the width a bit, maybe. But otherwise, Makita, I think you've done a pretty good job with that, and I'm looking forward to checking out all the tools. So guys, now that my batteries are fully charged, I think I'll actually stop this video now. I think we'll make this a review of the Makita cordless tool bulk buy, and we've looked at the charger and the batteries. I think then I'll do a series of videos on each item, otherwise this video is going to go for hours, and it's more likely that someone on YouTube, someone maybe you've just popped along now, may be searching for a review on, say, an angle grinder or the Makita little vacuum or any of the other 10 tools I've got. So if I've got individual videos on each of them, anyone that's searching for that information will be able to find it better than I can't put every tool name in the title of this video. So we'll wind things up there now. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you probably haven't quite got the same excitement I have, because I've got a whole lot of new tools to play with, but you can share in a bit of it anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.